तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तन्मयादितरतश्चार्थे विघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदि कवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, chapter number 18. So this is continuation of the story of Prithu Maharaj. And we read in the previous chapter how when he was angry at earth, then earth prayed to him that he, the Supreme Lord, he is free to do whatever he likes to do, but he should be merciful and gracious on her and not kill her, because he is the support of all living beings. So Maitreya continues speaking to Vidura in this chapter. Maitreya uvacha, Maitreya says, Itham prithum abhishtuya rusha prasfritadharam punaraha vanibhita samstabhyatmanavatmana. So in this way, when she has glorified the Lord, who was very angry and whose lips were quivering out of anger, she again spoke to him by composing her mind, because she was also naturally disturbed by the anger. If some senior person becomes angry, then obviously junior is disturbed. So she was also full of fear, and she fixed her or composed her mind and then spoke the following verses to Prithu Maharaj. She said, Sanyachavi bhavamanyum nibodha shravitam chame sarvata saramadatte yatha madhukaro graha. She said that, O Lord, please control your anger and hear what I have to say. So what I am requesting, because intelligent people, they accept what is good from everywhere, just like the bees, they take the honey from different flowers. So just as we have flies, they go and sit on the dirt. If you have a beautiful house and some little gargle is there, then the fly will go in. And if there is honey, then the honeybee will go to that flower which has the pollen in it. And this King Solomon was there. He was supposed to be one of the most intelligent person of his time. So once one queen, I think from some Egypt or somewhere, came to test him because she heard that he is very intelligent. So she brought an artificial flower and presented. He had two flowers, one was real flower, the other was artificial flower. So she presented both the flowers to the king and then asked him that, can you tell without touching them or without smelling which one is the real and which one is the artificial? So he put these two flowers in front. So the king, he thought for some time, and then he asked his servant that please open the windows. So they opened the windows, and as the windows were opened, then after some time one honeybee came in and sat on the real flower. So then he said that this is the real one. So intelligent people are like the honeybees because they accept what is best available. So she also says that you should not be angry and take what is the best available thing. अस्मिन् लोके यथा अमुमस्मिन् मुनिभिः तत्त्वदर्शिभिः दृष्टा योगा प्रयुक्ताश्च पुंसां श्रेय प्रसिद्धे. Says whether in this world or in the next one, the people have start this. So she says that those sages in the past who know the reality, Tattvadarshi, they have given the process how one should lead one's life and what is beneficial. So one should follow that to attain perfection in life. Not try to concoct one's own things. So Sri Vishnu Chakravarti says that Ashtadase avanim kamdhenum dugdva samipsitam vatsapatradi bhedena buddham sarvepi lebhine. In this 18th chapter there is a description of milking the cows as per the desires and according to the change or difference in the calf and the pot, a different type of milk was given, so everybody was satisfied. He abhibho prabho sarvata iti yadyapi ham nikrishta tadapi mam api vacham shunu. So she says that although I am not very great, I am very lowly, that everybody is talking on me, so still please hear my words. So earth is the support of everyone, and below everyone's feet. So she is saying that I am Nikrishta, I am the lowest of all beings. So please listen to me. So earth also teaches us how to be tolerant. So we are very tolerant. You should have also said, okay, I don't care, you can kill me. What is there? All these people will drown. So she tolerated all the insults and said that still I would like to say something which is beneficial for everyone. Madhvachi sarastisthati chet tvam grihani manye ityartha. If you think that my words are proper, then you accept, and if you think they are not proper, then you can reject them. So intelligent people are those who can take advice even from those who are junior to them, lower than them. And Chanakya Pandit says that even if gold is lying in mud, you can pick it up and clean it and use it. And even if there is a woman born in a lowly family, you can still marry her if she is of good quality. So what is to be seen is the character, not just the origin. Although sometimes we see that good things come from good origin, but sometimes good things are also born from improper place. Like Prahlad is born in the demonic family. So therefore she said that they accept the essence, no matter from where it comes. They are like the honeybee. And then she says, Gavam dugdh purnadapi apinadupayena dohanene dugdham labhyate natu galitad vidaritado. Says that even if there is a cow and her udders are full of milk, then still the milk comes, there is a process how to get milk. It's not that there is a milk in the cow's udder, then you go and make a cut and you will get the milk. You only get blood. It's not, or you try to tear them apart or pull them in the wrong way, then you will not get milk. It's only the process how to milk, then you will get milk. Tasmad ityato mayi sthitani annani sarvani pramupayani grihani. So in the same way she said that everything is inside me. All the grains, all the fruits, all the vegetables. But there is a way to take them out. And this process is given by the sages. So vaktum upayasya pramanyam darshayati asminati. Yoga upaya asmin loke krishyade asmin sloke agnihotrame drishta prayukta. So he says that there are two types of means. There are means which are used in this world. Asmin loke krishyade, like you do farming, and the grains will come out from the earth. Because you put one grain and so much grain comes from the earth. And you do sacrifices, etc. if you want to go to heaven. So these are the means to attain the object. And this is what the sages in the past have established. And one should follow in their footsteps. So we have to follow some authority. And if we don't follow authority, we want to be our own master, our own teacher, then we will be lost. We will not get the milk. If someone says that I am not going to get the milk like other people are getting, I will find some other way. I will put a syringe and pull the milk out. You will not get milk. So therefore, Drishta Yoga Prayuktasya Punsham Sriya Prasiddha. तानातिष्ठति य सम्यग् उपायान् पूर्वदर्शितान् अवरः श्रद्धया उपेयान् विन्दते निसाः. So these processes which are given by the people in the past, then one should use those processes with proper faith, and then by doing that one can easily attain success. So Avara means the people who are born later on. Shraddhaya Upeta, and if they have faith, they utilize the process and get the result. Tananadityayo vidwan arthanarabhate swayam tasya vicharanti artharabdhasya punah punah. But if one disregards these processes which are given by the saintly people and begins one's own way, or in one's own way one tries to get things, then says Vavicharanti Artha, one will not be successful and one's endeavor will be a failure time and again. So both are described here, that one is to follow the process given by the previous saintly people, other is to make our own process. Avaro arvachina upayam sadhyavastuni. So avara means the modern people. So now these days, especially, there is a tendency to make something new and not follow old. Like the gentleman was saying that he met the Swami, and he was saying that I don't believe in the statement of Krishna. He says that you have to follow Shastra. You have to follow your heart. That is the most important thing. So if you follow your heart, then you are successful. If you follow Shastra, then you are failure. That's his conclusion. And Arth is saying the opposite of that. So what is heart? First of all, we don't know what is that. What is the difference between heart and mind? That also is not known. And what is inside the heart is what you have put from outside. There is nothing new there. Heart is nothing but all the dead experiences. In Sanskrit, the word for memory is called smriti or smarana. So what is inside smarana is marana. Marana means death. Smriti inside is mriti. So experience is the dead thing. So all the dead experiences are lying inside, which you experience, what more is there. So that's what one is going to get. So she says that if one disregards Tana Anadritya, one disregards the path which is shown by the sages who have Retambra Pragya, who can see the truth, they are called Tattvadarshi. The common person is not a Tattvadarshi. Common person is Atattvadarshi, does not see the reality. It's living in illusion and in duality. And there is actually no duality. So Tattvadarshi are those who know the reality, and as Krishna says, Uddekshanti te jnanam, jnanam is Tattvadarshi. So they can give instruction to us, proper instruction. They are called Apta Purusha. They are free from the human defects. The conditioned beings have conditioned knowledge, and their advice is also conditioned. So Tattvadarshi are those who are free from this condition. So the purpose of philosophy is to give this darshan of Tattva. So vadanti tat tattvavidah, tattvam jnanamadhyam. Tattvavid means the knowing the tattva. So we have to follow them if we want perfection. If we follow our own mind, then we will remain in our conditioned state and suffering. In arabdhasya puna puna, we will have failures one after another. You start one project, then you fail in that, you start another, then you fail in that, you start another. So continue doing that. Pura shrishta hi astayo brahmanaya visham pate bhujyamana me adrishta asad bhiradit adhrita brataihi. So now she is saying that why she hid all these seeds, medicines. Says that previously these aushadhi, they were created by Brahma. In Sanskrit the grains are called aushadhi. So also the word used for medicine. Aushadhi and aushadhi. Similar word. So aushadhi is a plant which dries out after giving the fruit. Any plant which dries out like wheat plant, barley plant, rye plant. So they give their fruit and then they dry. This is called aushadhi. And vanaspatis are those which continue to exist. Vanaspati. Even plants which don't dry after giving fruit. Tree is called vriksha. There are different words for different types of plants. So he is the one who created these seeds. According to the modern theory, the seeds were also evolved, theory of evolution. But here he says that Brahma created them. And she said that when I saw that these seeds are being enjoyed by people who are of ill character, asad, who are not satpurusha, who are wicked-minded, impious, and adhrita vratai, who do not follow the rules of dharma, then I hid everything. This was the reason that she was hiding. Because nobody, no sane person wants that the property is misused by unrighteous people. So she considered these people, especially when Vena was gone, then there was all around religious activities and people stopped following dharma. Vena himself has stopped it, but after he left, then there were dacoits, thieves all around. So then earth, she stopped producing the grains. Apalita anadrita cha bhavadbhir lokapalakaihi chori bhuteda lokeham yagyarthyagrasam aushadhi. So now she is indirectly also criticizing Prithu. She says that you, the protector of the subjects, you did not protect me and I felt abandoned. Nadrita. So because you did not perform your duty, then I also stopped performing my duty. And this is the reason she said that I realized that there are only thieves who are just taking all my wealth. So then I swallowed all the seeds within me which are meant for yajna. So as Krishna says in Annad Bhavanti Bhutani Parjanyanam Sambhava Yagyat Bhakti Parjanya Yajna Karma Samarbhava Karma Brahma. So he said that everything is meant for yajna. Tasmat Sarivatam Brahma Nityam Yajna Pratishthitam. So this Brahman is situated in Yajna, and everything is meant for Yajna. And then we can take the remnants from the Yajna. Yajnartha karmano anyata lokabandhana. So the karma is meant for Yajna, otherwise it becomes the cause of bondage. So she said that all these seeds, they are meant for Yajna, but that was stopped, and therefore said agrasam, and swallowed everything within me. So nothing is coming out. So commentary also says Bhavadbhiriti Venam Mansi Kritva Tat Putrahi Prithuvapi Palana. So when she is saying that people like you, she means actually Vena, the father of Prithu. And although she is thinking of Vena, but she is also being sarcastic towards Prithu. Apalita yagyadi pravartana bhavat. So I am not protected because there is no custom of doing sacrifice, etc. anymore. Pratyut vidharma pravartana anadita. Rather there is proliferation of vidharma, irreligious activities, and therefore I am neglected, disrespected. Atha anantaram chauri bhute iti Vena nritya sati. And then later on, when Vena was killed, there were thieves and dacoits. At least when Vena was there were no thieves because of fear of Vena. He was a very cruel person. But as soon as he died, then thieves took over. Agrashamiti yadi nagrashasyam tada aham adya katham prapsam. So she said that I swallowed everything within me, and if I had not done it, then how you will get it now? So I have actually done a welfare by swallowing this seeds within me. So this way she is protecting it. And when the time comes, then she can bring it out. And Lord Krishna and Arjuna, they were burning the Khandava forest because Agni had developed indigestion. And Ayurvedic doctor prescribed that he ate all the herbs from this forest. So she wanted to eat, which means she has to burn everything, fire, and the rains will come because Takshaka was living inside this forest. So to protect Takshaka, the rains will come. And Agni went to Arjuna for help. So Arjuna, he made a roof from the arrows that no water can come down. And then set the forest to fire. At that time Takshaka, he has gone to Kurukshetra. And his wife was there and there were children. So then she was getting caught in the fire, and to protect the children, she swallowed the children inside this fire. Of course, she could not protect because there was fire all around, and when she was running, then Krishna and Arjuna was standing outside there, and they did not allow anyone to run. Everybody has to be consumed inside. That's what big yagya. That's why Takshaka was angry. And he came to kill Parikshit. He was very upset that when he came back his whole family was dead. So he said, okay, I'll take revenge. So he wanted to take revenge when the Mahabharata war was going on. He went to Karna when Karna was fighting with Arjuna. And he said that let me sit on your arrow and you shoot me and I make sure that Arjuna is dead. So Karna said, get lost. I don't want that. Then who will say that I killed Arjuna? And he will say, well, he was killed by Takshaka. It will be your glory, not my glory. So he did not allow him. He said, because I want to kill myself. So Takshaka, just like this wife of Takshaka swallowed, so to protect the children. So Arth is saying that I swallowed the seeds to protect them. Now they can come out. So if you do yagya, you can still get the good seeds. Right? That's what these people are doing, this Homahof people. They are doing the yagya and then they are putting the ashes and they are getting good crop. Otherwise now Monsanto has swallowed all the seeds. Right? Monsanto is the monster. All the seeds have become hybrid. So how to get the real seeds? So if you do the yagya, then earth will again give them. Because yagya will change the DNA structure of the seeds and revert them back. Because what these people do by doing hybrid is they are changing the structure. So it can be brought to the original structure. Because the original structure is also there inside. So that is the meaning that earth can give the seeds back by doing yagya. So at that time, of course, there was no such change done. It's that the seeds were not growing. So she said that they're all inside me. And yagyarthe tvat pravrityasya mananam yagyanam kirti. So he says, I am protecting them for the sake of yagya. Because this yagya has to be done with proper seeds, not with the hybrid seeds. You have to have the proper samagri for that. Nunam tavirudhakshina mai kalena bhuyasa tatra yogena drishtena bhavanadatum arhati. So he says, because long time has passed, all these things now inside are still existing in me in the subtle form. So now by the power of yoga and by the visible means, you can extract them. So it looks like after Vena was killed, and then Prithu came to power, and then these people approached him, and they were hungry. Maybe a few years have passed. So it says Kalena was a long time. Maybe a few years. And then all the seeds were lost. But they existed in the subtle form inside. So Kshina Sukshmataya Sthita. Kshina, although literally means lost, but lost in gross form, but they existed in their subtle form. Drishtena yogena vakshmanena upayena. So by the visible means, which will be described later on, then you can get them out. Vatsam kalpaya devira yenaham vatsala tava dhokshe kshiramayam kamananurupam chadohanam. He said that, O hero, you should make a calf for me because I am your Vatsala, I am dear to you. And then you can bring out the milk according to the desire of people. Amana nurupam cha dohanam. So there is a part which is according to the desires of people, and then I will fill up that pot with the milk accordingly. So it is very interesting that how earth will supply all the desires of various types of people. Dohanam doha patram dhokshe prapurusyami ujasvat balapradam. So dohanam means the milk pot, and dhoksha means prapurusyam means I will fill up, and ujasvat is balapradam, or that which gives strength. Dogdharam च महाबाहो भूतानां भूत भावना अन्नमीप्सितम् ऊर्जस्वत् भगवान वांसते यदि. And then she said that I also need someone to milk me, and then I will fulfill the desire of people. Whatever they want, I will supply them. So he's basically what she says, that I need a calf, I need a pot to hold the milk, and then I need a milkman who will milk me. And then I will, out of affection, I will give the milk. So this milk will come out of the affection for the calf, and then the desires will be fulfilled. So that is the process which she said that I will describe the process. Samam cha kuru mam rajan deva vrishtam yatha payaha apartavapi bhadram te upavarteta me vibho. And one more request she had. She said that also make me leveled, so that when the rainwater comes, it will stay for use when there is no rain. So it's not raining all the time, there is rainy season. So previously it looks like that earth was full of hills and mountains, there was no flat land. So it will rain and all the water will go to the ocean. And when it is not rainy season, then there is no water. There are probably rivers flowing. So people were living on the banks of rivers and drinking water from that. So now she is saying that you also make me flat, and let there be water in some ponds and lakes, so that it is available when there is no rain. So before Prithu Maharaj there were no organized communities. People just lived anywhere, wherever they could live comfortably, and they want to move, they move. Because originally in Satyuga, this is the story of Treta Yuga, and the beginning of Treta Yuga. In the Satyuga, everybody just lived independently. There were no organized family type of lives. There were no marriages. And people also did not need any clothes, because they were very tolerant of heat and cold. They also did not need food as we need. Everything was supplied. If they wanted something, just go to the trees, pick some fruits, eat, go on. So everybody was a sadhu type in those days. And if some people were ordered to produce children, and they will produce children, go on. It's like we see here in the story of Kapila. by the senior Brahma, their parents. So Brahma ordered Kapila to produce children. He did tapasya for austerities for many years, and then he got married. But when he got married, he said that as soon as the children are produced, I will leave.
You mean Kashyapa?
No, this Kapila. Sorry. Kapila's father. So Kardama. So Kardama married Devahuti with the condition that when the children will be born, he will leave. Now when the children are born, then they are saying, now I want to see that they get married. And when they get married, then they say, I want to see that they have grandchildren. Nobody wants to live. But previously they had so much fun in their renounced order of life. They had tasted the flavor of being a sannyasi or a renounced person. And this family life had no interest for them. It was not appealing. It was just a duty they had to do. As Brahma is saying or somebody is saying. So we see that also in case of Kashyap. How Diti was approaching that she wants children, and he was meditating. And so just wait, this is not the time. So they were very happy in their meditation. The sex life was not very attractive because you get much more pleasure by meditation than by sex. So these people cannot understand now. They think that this is all stories, made up stories, because they have no idea how you can enjoy remaining celibate. The only thing that enjoyment is in sex, and without sex there is no life. Sex is compulsory and sex is very healthy. All the time articles are coming in the newspaper about this and that. How sex keeps your health good, your heart good, your brain good. So many dopamine are released. All this research. So this was a different type of culture in the beginning of creation. That they were actually even producing without sex. Brahma did not have sex, he was producing without. So they were happy if they could produce without sex because they were not interested in sex. Now people are happy if they can have sex and not produce. So he says that please also make me flat, because people will need it now. As the time passed and as the humanity progressed, so progress of humanity means when people were losing their power. They are becoming more and more attached to the body. These people were not attached to body, therefore they could just survive on air, on water. So in Kali Yuga it is said that the life is in the food. In the previous Yuga the life was in the air. And if you could just breathe, then you can survive without food. Now the life is in food. If you don't get one meal, then there is a chaos. So this chapter is also telling some historical facts indirectly. There was a change in time and change in mentality of the people. And people are, because when they were like sannyasis, there was no need for them to live in villages or towns or in the cities. They didn't need cloth. They meditate, because in Satyuga, the Dharma was meditation. In Treta Yuga it is said it was temple worship. In Dwapar Yajna, right? In Kali Yuga Kirtan. So since they were meditating, they didn't need anything. Krishna says, go to a solitary place, put your asana, kusa asana, sit down, meditate. Nirjanma.
And what does it mean by meditation?
Hmm?
What does it mean by meditation?
Meditation means sit down and chant Mahamantra. You don't think of food. So water was pure, clean, alkaline. So they will just go and drink water from the river. If they are hungry, they pluck fruit from the tree or ate some leaves.
Yeah, obviously the breatharian is mostly promoted way of living, wasn't it?
And they will eat leaves because they knew the herbs which give strength. You eat some herbs, then you are not hungry for 12 hours. So then they will sit and meditate. So now Earth is saying that time has changed. That is the phase when Prithu came. This is a change in time. So Prithu is supposed to be the Adi king. He is supposed to be the first king. Before that also kings were there because we heard of Uttanapad. He was also supposed to be a king. Dhruva was also a king. But they were kings without much people around them. They maybe had some servants for them. But there were no big cities. They had their own palace in which they lived. Cardamom made his own palace. But there was nothing much to rule. There was not fight. You don't hear Dhruva Maharaj attacking somebody's kingdom. Of course, his brother was killed by some Gandharvas. And then he went and fought with them. There is no talk of they attacking any other kingdom. There were no such kingdoms to attack. Actually, nobody owned anything. It's like sannyasis don't own anything or were not supposed to own anything. They went to a tree, ate fruit and then they walked. It was not that this is my tree, don't touch it. So later on, slowly as time passed, then people started marking that these 20 trees belong to me, don't come in this area. That's how slowly it started. And they started having their own gardens, their own locality. Families started growing. And cities came. And this is how Ayurveda also describes that in the beginning there were no disease. Charak Samhita describes how Ayurveda came on earth. So in the beginning people did not fall sick. So later on when the cities came into existence and people became lazy and they were not going every day to put their fruits and vegetables to the forest, and they started hoarding things. In the beginning they were not hoarding, they ate like animals. You go to the forest, you graze. So basically these people lived in that sense like animals, not owning anything. Animals don't own anything, they go and they graze anywhere. So these people, they went to the forest, they picked food from anywhere. Everything belonged to them and nothing belonged to them. And then they moved on. So then things started changing because people started becoming more hungry. They started storing things. Maybe they were also getting hungry early morning or at night. They have to keep fruits. Pitta increased. Previously maybe they were more kapha type. So when Pitta increased, then slowly the cities came into existence, people started falling sick. Then the sages had a big conference in the Himalayas. And they saw that people are sick, what to do on them. So then they decided we have to get Ayurvedic knowledge. They sent Bhargavas to heaven because Indra knew Ayurveda. He studied it from Daksha, Daksha had studied from Brahma. So then Bhardwaj is the one who got Ayurveda on earth. That's how Ayurveda came. So Ayurveda came because of the cities. So city life means diseased life. Because it is unnatural for human beings. So Prithu is the first person to make cities and villages. Therefore he is called the Adi Raja, the first king. So Earth is requesting that please do this, now time has come and you have the power. So apurtau apgatepi varshato prasangad arthantaramah tatha iti samam sakuram यथा पृथु पृथिव्या वाक्य सारम जग्राह गृहीत्वा. So now Prithu is the first one to milk the earth. Now there is a big description how different people milked the earth. Iti priyam hitam vakyam bhuvadaya bhupatihi vatsam kritva manupano aduhat sakala shuddhihi. So the king, Prithu Maharaj, he heard the beneficial statements of earth and accepted them. So this is the sign of intelligence, means taking good instruction even if they are coming from a junior person. So it is not necessary that junior people cannot give advice. Sometimes they also have their own understanding of the situation, which may not be clear to a senior person. So he took this advice, and this is a good example how we should also